Alright guys, what's up? Wanted to talk about another subject, but this is going to be a subject about Spider-Man and his rogues, but I got a special friend with me here.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Yeah, it's Torreygnr1. Subscribe to him if you haven't. But yeah, we're here to talk about what I've been noticing, and I'm pretty sure he's been noticing well, and I'm pretty sure some of you have been noticing that the Sinister Six have been getting around a lot.
Yeah, they've been showing up in a lot of other books and other places, which has been cool.
Now, first off, some people actually think, yeah, this is a cool idea because they first made their big comeback in like I think it was back in a few issues of Spider-Man a few issues ago, and now they're appearing in Invincible Iron Man. They made a recent appearance in Avengers Academy, and now we have Hobgoblin taking on Hercules in issue 2. So what I'm seeing is that Marvel is really trying their best to bring out more of Spider-Man's villains, especially the character of Dr. Octopus. What do you think of that?
I think it's really cool that Doc Ock is being put on a pedestal because he's always struck me as one of those characters that has a lot of potential to be used as a major villain, but he's not really. A lot of people will write him off as kind of this crazy evil genius that can't really realize his full potential because he's crazy, but the guy's just as intelligent as guys like Tony Stark, a guy who's on the Avengers and fights intergalactic threats and stuff. So I feel like Dr. Octopus is a great character, and I'm glad he's being kind of put other places because I feel like Spider-Man, Doc Ock has a grudge with Spider-Man because he's defeated him so many times, but I feel like that wouldn't stop him from trying to exact his plans in other places, because he's not one of those villains that's inherently obsessed, with taking down Spider-Man. He's just out to do what he wants to do, and Spider-Man always gets in his way.
Yeah, it's something with me like that. I also feel like Marvel is trying their hardest to make Dr. Octopus, not just him, but the other six, as they're really trying to push out there. Because since the Six came back, they came back with a vengeance.
Yeah, they did.
It feels like now now that he's still dying. I think he's still dying. That's why he attacked Tony Stark, is because you're gonna fix me or I'm gonna blow up New York. And I thought that was cool because I've always wanted to see a fight like that happen. Him taking on Tony Stark, just not matching their power together, but their minds. I mean, he's, like you said, he's up there mentally with Tony Stark.
Mm-hmm.
And now you have, he has the muscle. I mean, he could easily hold his own, but now he has the other great Spider-Man rogues like Electro, Mysterio, Sandman, Rhino. He's got them. They've got his back, and they're more than willing to listen to him because because in the end game is like, we're gonna kill Spider-Man. That's why they're following him.
Right. And yeah, and it's especially cool to see too because now you get Norman Osborn's in jail. So Norman Osborn was one of the first ones they tried to really build up with him. Pretty much ruling the entire Marvel universe for a short time, and now he's in jail now. But I feel like the Spider-Man villains follow Doc Ock because it's kind of like the next guy to look to, like the Green Goblin. He really screwed up, and now we get Dr. Octopus, leading us now.
Yeah, that's another good way to look at it. Ock is definitely planning something. It's not just the death of Spider-Man he wants, and not just his body fixed. From what I've been seeing, like his motives of why he's been attacking these people and the teams he's been going after, it feels like he's going to have a big end game that we're probably going to see in Spider Island.
Right, I feel exactly the same way. The last time we did this video, we were talking about it, and it's really interesting how Marvel's weaving it through the different books. I really like that, involving the larger Marvel universe and Dr. Octopus's scheme, because we've never really seen him go, have plans on this large of a scale, and it's always something that I thought he's been capable of. So I think that's really interesting, and when he has muscle like Mysterio, Electro, Sandman, Chameleon, and Rhino, he can get stuff done. They're not the most intelligent villains, but they're pretty powerful. inherently. So
yeah, and it's
if
also
they have a smart. Oh, sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say if they have a smart guy behind them, they're capable of a lot of stuff.
Yeah, and like the Flash rogues, you know, the rogue gallery of the Flash, these guys have no problem working as a team. These guys know how the other guy works, and they are like these guys they don't really infight much. They're more than willing to work together for, like I said, the end game is we're gonna put Spider-Man's head on a pike.
Yeah, exactly.
They
all have their.
I'm sorry. I was just gonna say that that's why I think that makes them even more dangerous, because they're very powerful villains on their own, but working together as a very functional team is just even, you know, makes them even more of a threat.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. Forgot what I was gonna say, but yeah, comparing them to the Flash rogues, I never even thought of that comparison. I don't know why. I've just started recently getting into the Flash because I hadn't read a lot of them before, but I can really see the comparison between them. That's a really good comparison.
Yeah. Now, we've been also seeing that, you know, it's not just the Sinister Six. It's, you know, we have Hercules. Like I said, Hobgoblin recently took on Hercules, and you know, I've been hearing that the Sinister Six are going to be at the Avengers' doorstep soon, come Spider Island. That's what I've been hearing about. I don't know if that's true or not, but that'd be interesting to see them, you know, going head on with the Avengers.
Yeah, I think the bottom line is too. The reason for them showing up in a lot of places, not just because of their weight in the fictional universe. It's like a lot of writers want to write these characters. It's kind of like the Batman villains of the Marvel Universe. Spider-Man has one of the most iconic rogues gallery Marvel comics. So, you know, all these writers that are writing all these other titles, you know, they want to write the Spider-Man villains too. And now it seems like Marvel's putting them, you know, it's not just limited to the Spider-Man books. If you want to use one of the Spider-Man villains, you know, that's cool if they're not doing anything that they're directly involved in with the main Spider-Man universe. So I think that's really good that Marvel's doing that kind of stuff, giving writers freedom to write the characters, because I love all of them. So
yeah. Now this isn't a new concept, not in the long shot, that the Spider-Man villains aren't attacking someone other than Spider-Man. I mean, we've had Sandman originally. He was also not only just a Spider-Man villain, he was a Hulk and Fantastic Four rogue as well.
Mm-hmm.
And Dr. Octopus went a few rounds with Daredevil and Punisher a few times. Mysterio, we all know that he was more than capable of, you know, royally messing up Daredevil's life.
Mm-hmm.
And Electro, I remember he took on who was it? It wasn't Punisher. It was I think it was Venom at one point. He fought him in San Francisco, I think, or San Diego, wherever he went. And Rhino's also a Hulk villain. He used to be a enemy to the Hulk as well.
Yeah, there was a lot of that cross-pollinating going on in the early days of Marvel, like Doctor Doom showing up in the early issues of Spider-Man and stuff, and obviously he's known for his connections to the Fantastic Four. But it's just not as commonplace now, so I think that's why we're thinking that's kind of cool, I guess, because you know, it's very seldom that you see, like, I mean, I was going to say Bullseye showing up in a book besides Daredevil, but they're doing it next month with Moon Knight, so it seems like we're getting a lot of cross-pollinating through all the titles, not just with the Spider-Man villains, which is good, because it's cool to see some of the characters work differently with other characters, different heroes that they're taking on, because it's just a different goal, you know. And you think that would be something the villains would logically do, you know, if, you know, you can't defeat this guy, oh, let's try someone else.
Yeah, and recently I've learned that, I don't know if this issue came out yet, but I'm going to get a fight that I've always wanted to see, Black Panther versus Kraven. I've always wanted to see that fight. That's coming out. I don't know if that issue's out yet, or is already out. I don't know, because I haven't been keeping up with not Daredevil, Black Panther Man Without Fear, but I've always wanted to see T'Challa fight Kraven. And that fight's going to happen.
Yeah, that issue did come out already, I think.
Oh, it did?
And, yeah, I think it was this month or last month's issue that they fought. But, yeah, that's another fight that I think would have been really cool to see. Just because of the nature of their two powers, they seem to mesh really well, because, you know, T'Challa, he's kind of he's from Africa, and he has all that jungle kind of ties to his origins and stuff, and Kraven, obviously, you know, with his medicine poisons that he uses to enhance himself from jungle, and he's dressed all in the hunter gear. You know, that's something that would be really cool to see. And Kraven's one of my favorite of the Spider-Man villains, so if he shows up anywhere, I'm happy.
Yeah. You know, that's another thing is that, you know, what other, you know, where else are the Six or any of the other Spider-Man rogues going to end up? I mean, I know we saw this a bit in Spider-Man, in that god-awful story with the Future Foundation and the Spider-Man books, but I really want to see a more in-depth fight with Jonathan Hickman at the book of FF, but I really want to see the FF take on the Sinister Six, like I actually want to see a good fight between Dr. Octopus and Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah, I agree, and that would be perfectly logical for Doc Ock, too, you know? It seems like if he wants to get fixed, he would go to the greatest minds in the Marvel Universe, and Reed Richards and Tony Stark are two of the big ones, you know? And even now that Peter Parker is working at, that, I forget the name of the industries, crap, I'm having a mind blank.
Horizon Labs, I think?
Horizon Labs, there we go, yeah, there we go. Yeah, he's working there now. He's getting up there in terms of, you know, creating stuff. So I feel like that might be. It's not his larger objective, but I feel like if he was, in terms of the way I think his plan's going to go, you know, trying to fix himself in the short-term plan, and then he's planning something else. I think Reed Richards would be a logical confrontation that I think should happen. You know, maybe after this arc in FF is finished, that's something Hickman might do.
Yeah, I believe so too. I mean, Ock's proving, and you know the Six are proving they're not scared of anybody. I mean, even in Avengers Academy, they more than were happy to, you know, kick down the doors and, you know, go head to head with Hank Pym and, you know, the other senior members of the Avengers Academy, as well as the younger ones, and even like they went as far as like, we don't care if you're a kid, you get in our way, we'll kill you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that just proves how, you know, how malicious these characters can be. But on the other side, you know, they're it's a good, like you said before, Spider-Man's rogues are a good reflection of him. I mean, well, you said that Spider-Man had probably arguably one of the best known rogues, and I believe that it's like his rogues are like a reflection of him.
Yes, I agree with that.
And that's what I meant to say. I got a little brain fart there.
No problem. I've been doing the same thing.
But yeah, I thoroughly believe that, you know, that's what makes them so popular, is that every one of these villains is something that Spider-Man could have become.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you look at Dr. Octopus, you know, Peter was, you know, if he didn't get his powers, he probably would have become a scientist, and he is one now. And that would be what Peter would probably be like if he used his, you know, scientific abilities for personal gain. You look at Venom. It's, you know, what if Peter Parker had become obsessed with vengeance when he got his spider powers, you know, avenging Uncle Ben's death and finding all the people responsible? It's just a never-ending chain of killing people, and that's kind of where Eddie Brock is. So those are the two ones that I can think of off the top of my head, but if you examine all of them, you know, it's like that with the Batman villains too, and that's why I think they're so enduring as well, is you can look, each villain is kind of an aspect of what Peter Parker could have become, like you said, if he had strayed down a different path than the one he's on.
Yeah. I think I've pretty much said everything for this video. So I'm really hyped to see what Dan Slott, even though he hasn't been doing a good job, I think he's saving the best for last for Spider Island, but we'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah, hopefully he kills Carly Cooper. I have my fingers crossed.
Here's hoping. But yeah, we're running low on time, so this is you know, this has been fun. Always happy to work with Torreygnr1, but yeah, like I said before, so go subscribe to him, and here's to the Six.
Yeah, they're awesome. Thanks for this Deadpool Zilla as well. I always enjoy working with you too. The feeling is mutual.
All right, guys, later.
See you guys later.